For the week of July 25th, let's start off at 424, and I love seeing operations improvements with a Stream Deck. So this is in receiving. When you're receiving special orders, you've got to print off a piece of paper and a label for the special order. And instead of a bunch of clicks with a mouse, now you've got 2 clicks of a Stream Deck and you've got your receiving paperwork and the label for the special order item as well. Love this improvement, Cody. Way to go. And jumping over to the Mount Juliet yard, we've got bin locations up. So those bin locations will print on the pick ticket, so there's not a question. We've got the answer where the question is, eliminating defects and making it easy for the guys to pull the right material. Great job, Travis and team. Another one from the Mount Juliet team. Apparently this lift did not have a spot on the back for crossouts, so they got that built real quick. Crossouts are a all-day necessary part of the job. You need to have them easily at hand. And look at that. They branded it too. Way to go, guys. Over to Beasley. I believe this was the logistics tag team of Michael and Mike. And 3S is really important that we do every day. This is a very valuable piece of real estate right up near the dock doors. And things just tend to collect if we don't have standards and we're not keeping the rope tight. It's easy for things to start to go sideways. So those were some before, here's some after. The guys took some action. I love that they Kaizen cornered the areas. Here's one for credits for trim coming back. Everything has a specific area so that it's a lot more difficult for something to get set there that isn't that cart for credits. It makes it really clear visual control to help keep this place tight. Awesome improvement, guys. Colin in install and service, taking time to 3S his desk. And if you look at this, you're like, it doesn't look that bad, but you start to notice the tape, the stapler, his notebook. Here's the before, and here's the after. Just gets it closer to him so he's not reaching over his desk a whole bunch of times. It's a perfect lean improvement to eliminate motion waste. Way to go, Colin. And Colin just continuing to let that 3S train roll. So once he did his desk, he noticed the office needed some sorting love too, getting things out of there that didn't need to be. Some before and after here of the service office. Colin holding the standard. Way to go, man. So really cool collaborative improvement here at Beasley. So when we're dealing with windows, we're dealing with glass. And inevitably when a defect happens, sometimes that means glass gets broken. And we really need to know, what are we doing with that item? What happened? How did it happen? So that we can do a Kaizen event around that and try to keep that same mistake from happening again. And then what are we doing about it? Does something need to get reordered? Does something need to get repaired? Who's responsible for making sure all that stuff happens? And so the team came up with this sticker. So when a defect happens and something gets broken, all of the information necessary gets collected and put on this sticker. That gets applied to the actual product so that then when we're 3Sing, we know exactly what's going on with it. We can make sure we keep the rope tight and get the customer taken care of. Love, love, love this improvement. Ashley is so good at improving her station. So it started to bug her that she didn't have a good spot for her clipboard, occasionally was needing a tape measure and didn't have a dedicated spot for that. Got a spot for her drink, got a spot for a pencil, everything she needs at that station. She just created a little bin for that's right there. Don't even have to take a step. It's right there where she needs it. Great job, Ashley. And Neri with a similar improvement at his station. So all of the finish nails and staples, everything he needs when he's applying casing to a door is right there, right in the strike zone, no wasted motion, right next to the guns. And then he's also got back stock for all of those items in a little bin, just a box of each. If he starts to run out, it doesn't slow him down during production. Great job, Neri. Gentry showing us a really cool improvement, and I love how detailed Gentry is in seeing waste. So when they get orders to be built on interior, it comes with a lot of jam tags that go on each jam, and those get a paper clip that holds those together during transport. And they've been good to save those paper clips, but they would just put them in the back there in a little screwed down bin and then have to dig them out by hand. And he was like, why am I wasting time digging these paper clips out by hand to reuse them? Let's get a bin that's mobile that I can just take upstairs and swap out with an empty one from the office. Amazing, Gentry, so good. Sophia just demonstrating how that playbook has grown and grown, and we needed this bigger binder. So the coordinator team is serious about having standards, understanding how to do things the right way so that there's a high level of service and a high level of quality. Lean is all about quality in everything that they do. This helps eliminate defects, puts the answer where the question is. Sophia, you're amazing. Sean fixing what bugs him at the sill pan station. So this is a new operation for us. We're figuring it out. And he found that fighting with a tape on that piece of stainless was just really annoying to him. You'd have to fight the tape and the piece of metal because they're both flimsy. So having the tape on a piece of wood that you could hold the metal against made it a whole lot easier to make a quality mark and fix what bugs him. He's also got everything he needs dedicated right there at that cart, so there's no wasted motion running around for snips or paperwork or anything that he needs. It's all right there. Great improvement, Sean. Greg continuing to be our champion for Kanban across the company. This is at the truss plant for all of their office supplies, so look how neat and easy this is. Everything is Kanban. The reason for Kanban is we never want to run out of anything. We want to have a process for reordering that happens before you run out of something. Things like office supplies might not seem like a big deal, but when you multiply that out over just thousands of items and stock items as well as things like office supplies, it's a really, really big deal. Tons of waste can happen if we don't have this system. So Greg's killing it. Also innovating for office items that might not be needed all the time, but we have at other Husky locations, things like this laminator. If you need it, you've got a Kanban card that you can sort of check it out, request delivery, and then that'll come over to the plant just by using that Kanban card. Really cool stuff, Greg. Thank you. Albert showing us some 3S improvement that he and his guys are making out at stacking. So those staples left on a pallet, not on that cart, so it's easy to get where you need it. Just some loose hosing where they've replaced some hosing and all of that just laying around. Now it's not. Jump in 3S and get things back where they need to be. Sort, get things. So we sweep, just get things cleaned up and get trash out of there. We sort, get things that are stock in the right spot or are stock that we don't need out of there, and then standardize. And this is the thing that we all have to work on together. How do we hold this standard? It looks good now. How do we keep it that way? That's why we 3S every single day to hold this standard. Albert, thank you. Omar with a great improvement for he and the maintenance team in the truss plant. So he used to lay out all of the priorities on this sheet of paper, but then that sheet of paper would get lost or he would have it and Jose would be on the other side of the shop. So instead of just having it on that piece of paper, awesome visual control improvement, got a whiteboard in the maintenance shop where they can easily write down all of their priorities by category. It's right there for everybody to see, puts the answer where the question is, keeps everybody working on the things that are a priority. Great improvement, Omar. Another one from the maintenance team, Jose fixing what bugs him. So we used to keep all of our power tools in this box right here, but it wasn't really big enough. Things were on top of each other. They'd fall out when you're trying to find what you need. So they built this box to keep everything secure, but also easily accessible. So now you can easily see everything that you need. You can grab what you need and get out of there without a bunch of hassle. Thank you, Jose. And we're going to wrap up with Miss Auda on panels. So at the Hornet, she noticed struggle when transferring material from the bundles to the live deck for the Hornet. And so just created this extension here because the way the bundles are set up, she just needed a little more leverage so that she didn't have to move the material as far. Now she can pivot on that bar, makes her life way easier than having to go all the way to the edge of the live deck. Just taking away the struggle, making things easy is the name of the game. This is a wonderful improvement. It also goes to worst it will ever be. So that Hornet it's not new, but it's newer, and it's been that way for a long, long time, and there's always improvements, even around things like equipment. So great job, everybody. Have a great week.